Hello, Needham families. Mr. Purley here. And I'm in my garage working on the Bluebird birdhouse that we're going to build in third grade this year. A little bit different design than we've done in the past. But hopefully you'll enjoy doing that. I went ahead and make this video, so if you want to make another one at home, or if somebody from another grade wants to make one, they can do that. And this is a pretty simple design. As are my construction skills. So anyway, I took a single 6-foot dog-eared fence panel. It's like $3 or $4 at Lowe's, and designed a birdhouse out of that. So I take the top of the panel, gives a little design at the top. This will be the back of our birdhouse. It's about 14 inches. And then we've got the bottom of the birdhouse, which is about 6 inches. And then we've got the front of the birdhouse, which is about 10.5 inches. Okay, you see how that would make a fence panel. Anyway, got the top, which is 8.5 inches, and the sides, which are 10 inches at the lowest side, the shortest side, angled at 15 degrees. Cuts up, it's roughly around 11 inches there at the back. So that covers our pieces. As I put them together, I'll explain each piece just a little bit more, because there are a couple of intricate cuts that you'd want to make, or specific cuts, not intricate at all, as you cut them to make it fit nice and tight. So I have pre-drilled all of the little holes at the edges of the boards, just to make it a little easier when we build these in our workshop here in a few weeks. Anyway, I will start with putting the front on. The front has a hole that is 7.5 inches from the bottom, 2 3/4 inches from the side. That should make it right there in the middle. And it also has an angled cut at the top. Hopefully you can see that on the video. That's 15 degrees as well. Again, try to make it as simple as possible. All the angled cuts are 15 degrees, whether that's cutting it at this direction or cutting it across the board. So again, trying to make it simple. They're all 15-degree angle cuts. That makes the bird box, again, tight as we line it up. So here we got the front. And we'll take our sides. Again, this side is 10 inches. This front is 10.5. I know you're thinking that doesn't match, Mr. Purley. You're correct. We're going to line up the top. That's the key here for us. We're going to line the top edges up. So there's a beveled edge to 15 degrees, and the cross cut of the other side is also at 15 degrees. We'll get our screw. I've made those holes big enough you can actually start the screw with your finger if you like. And then we make sure, again, those are nice and tight. One thing I always forget, the glue. Glue is actually the strongest bonding agent that we'll use. It's stronger than the screws. So if you can get a little bead of glue on there, that really helps. If you notice me forgetting the glue in the future, just scream like a mashed cat or something. All right, here we go. Just nice, easy. Let the drill do the work. Pulls it in there nice and tight. We're ready for the next one. Do both screws on this side. I make sure the edges of the wood are lined up. Nice and tight. Not to bury that screw in there. You might split your wood if you do. This is just a cedar fence panel, about a 1/2 inch thick, and they're not super strong. The price is right. We're making a lot of birdhouses. All right. Speaking of the price being right, thank you to the PTO at Needham Elementary School for helping fund this project every year. I think we've done this at least 5 years. High school FFA students come over and help build them. Moms and dads volunteer as well. It's one of my favorite events of the year. I told you about the importance of lining up the top edges. There we go, there's the top of it. And you notice we got this extra part here at the bottom. Don't worry about it, that's intentional. Okay, next up, we will go ahead and I'll show you why that's intentional. We're gonna put the bottom on. So the bottom is the 6-inch piece, straight edges on all the way around. Put that on there. Fits right on there nice and smooth. Don't forget the glue. I'm only putting 2 screws on the bottom right now because we'll have screws that come in from the front and the back that will also hold it on. So we're just putting 2 screws on there right now. Again, make sure those edges are lined up. You may have a friend help you. Hold that wood into place as you screw it together. All right. I should have had little Pearly out here helping me. I'll let that screw get off their side just a little bit. No problem, I just back it out. Get it in there this time. All right, and now we're going to put on the back. So the back should just easily fall right on there. Yep, I've got pre-drilled holes on this one. That's good news. Get in there. Again, you hold them tight. Nice and square. Rub them on that side first. Oh, it's coming together nicely. I do have some different drills here. You'll notice this drill. It has the small bit in it that I used to drill those pilot holes for the screws. This drill over here has a little bit bigger drill bit on it, 1 1/2 inches, and that is for the hole for the bird. And birdhouses for bluebirds, 1 1/2 inches is your key diameter. This one's still not where I want it to be. Try that again. Now it's where I want it to be. All right, and now I'll pop that up. Wow, it's coming together very quickly. Notice the back extends up just a little bit over the top. That's intentional. The bottom, now all nice and flush, where we left that 1/2 inch overhang here on the front. Comes in there pretty nicely. And to top it off, we'll put the top of the birdhouse on. This piece also has that angled edge there, 15 degrees. The reason we did that, because we're putting it on a 15-degree slope. Lands in there real nice. Got pilot holes drilled already. Thinking Pearly, you didn't put glue on it. I didn't. I don't do the top, just in case you want to take it off and clean it out. Some folks do, some folks don't. It's really a personal preference. Birds will take out an old nest and build a new one, part of nature. But some people like to get in there with gloves on, cover up their face, and pull out that old bird nest every spring or every winter. Personal preference. And to finish it off, we had those 2 screws on each side that will hold, or on not each side, each front and back. Probably just front. Yeah, we'll go to the front. That will hold that on there. Okay, hold the bottom on. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got ourselves a birdhouse. 2 things you want to also consider is putting the screw in here that will hold it to a fence post or a tree, preferably 5, 6, 7 feet off the ground, in the open, if at all possible. That's going to get your best birdhouse response or bird response. If you got a post out in the yard or a fence out in the yard, this will be perfect. Put it near the top. Birdhouses will attract those bluebirds pretty quickly. So you can put this screw in here. That's a little bit longer screw. Didn't really mention the screws I was using. Just got some general wood screws, all-purpose screws that I'm using to pull it all together. And if you'd like, you could put a little screw or a nail below the hole, give that bird something to perch on. If you like to do that. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I don't. Birds will figure it out either way. Hey, thanks so much for tuning in today. Hope you enjoyed the birdhouse build. And hopefully you can make one too. Have a great day. Do your bulldog best.